hello to my excuse me, my LinkedIn friends and my Facebook friends. I'm trying something a little bit different today in the Celebrate Business project. I'm going to Dallas tomorrow, and before I left, I wanted to uh, share some exciting information with you. Uh, the exciting information has very much to do with two Celebrate Business project conversations I've had in the last, probably 6 weeks with right there, Barbara Weltman. Barbara Weltman is the absolute authority on small business taxes. And next month in November, Barbara and I will be having our 16th annual live stream conversation about the 2024 edition of that book. That's going to happen, as I said, Barbara. Well, Barbara has not told me what the release date of the book is, and we're going to try to do have the conversation as close to the release date. And the other conversation I had has absolutely captured my imagination, and that's a conversation that I had with one of the two authors, Jay Abraham, also Roland Fraser, co-authored the book Business Wealth Without Risk: How to Create a Lifetime and Income Wealth Every 3 to 5 years. And I have read a lot of business books over the years, but this is absolutely the most powerful business book I have ever read, because it very simply shares information about either an existing business or a business that you might want to invest in every 3 to 5 years. Is essentially what Jay and Roland are saying. But they tell you how to do it. If you read the book, they tell you how to do it. What did I say about Jay? I said that Jay is the marketing and sales authority and the voice of why things happen in your business. And he and his co-author are masters of finding hidden assets in anybody's business, big or small. It doesn't matter. The assets are there. So I'm going to get back in a second, but let me do it right now. Barbara, in our conversation, I asked her before, and this is the first time she and I have had this structure of conversation where I asked her, Barbara, what are the 10 most challenging issues that business has for 2024? And nobody can give a better answer to that question than Barbara, because also because of her legal background, she is able to discuss all the regulations that happen in business also. So it's while Barbara's I saw Barbara's conversation on my YouTube channel as I was coming to produce this YouTube, but I didn't see Jay's, so I got to figure out why I didn't see Jay's. But let me share again the 10 issues that Barbara presented in the video, because they are critical to any business, big or small. And they weren't in any specific priority order. And I asked Barbara that question when we spoke. Number one was handling inflationary pressure on pricing, the pricing that one does in their business. What is the inflationary pressure on that? Finding employees, and that's not just qualified employees, but employees who are willing to work within the environment, within the workplace that has been established. The workplaces have changes. The 2020 pandemic dramatically changed the way that the workplace looks. And so that's part of the challenge that one has going forward in 2024. Understanding new tax rules. Well, Barbara is the authority on that. As I said, we've been having that discussion since 2007, but this will be the, I think, 26th or 27th year that she has published the book. So she is the source. Complying with new business, there's a new business owner registration requirement. I have more information I will share on that one, but that's a very important one, and it actually impacts me in 2024. Using AI and other technology. Oh my goodness. Barbara and I have been having a very interesting discussion on how does one use artificial intelligence if they are a writer and they're interested in the original, the writer's intelligence, not artificial. We've been having a very interesting discussion, and I had a very interesting experience because as I am building Google, as I'm publishing and producing Google sites on Google servers, I am subject to artificial intelligence in developing that page. And it's been an extremely interesting experience. So I've seen one way that I can use it. It doesn't change the content. As a matter of fact, I posted earlier this week somewhere that Google still recognizes non-artificial intelligence, and they explain why they do it. Okay, so did I mention that Jay is the voice of why things happen in one business? He will tell you if he has a tax question, he can ask Barbara, and if the two of them don't have the answer, I don't know where you're going to get it. Artificial intelligence might be created for you. Okay, I talked about the workplace, staying up to the federal, state, and local regulations. Barbara does this in her book, but she also keeps monthly online updates to the regulations for anybody who purchases her book. Arranging for additional financing. I I shared with Barbara an experience that I had recently. I was at a networking event, a Chamber of Commerce networking event. I talked to two young bankers, and obviously the question was, well, how's it going to be to get a small business loan uh, with your bank? I won't mention their bank. And they just smiled and said, if you are willing to pay the interest rate, the money is available. Was her very short answer to that question. Affording new equipment, vehicles, and machinery. I've never had to deal with those things. I've been a solopreneur all my life, so listen to what Barbara has to say. And of course, making sales was number 10. And I jokingly said to Barbara, well, was that a challenge to me for 2024, making sales? That's a private story between Barbara and myself. So I decided, because I found unexpectedly 100 copies, leftover copies from this book, How Do You Answer These 749 Questions About Your Small Business, that I wrote 16 years ago. They were around in boxes, and I found them. So I'm going to share them. Although, admittedly, there are 2 chapters in the book. I divided all the questions into 5 different chapters. 2 of the chapters in the book have to be rewritten because they were written back in 2007. One was marketing and technology, and the other one was healthcare. And those 2 chapters have been rewritten several times. But I found very interesting as I was reading Jay's appendix, and interesting enough, it was a publishing decision for the book that he did not have a keyword index. And I personally, when I read a book, a business book, I wanted to have a keyword index, I guess because Google wants one too, for the same reasons. But what Jay has that is absolutely the most incredible appendix that I have ever seen in a book. 62 points to leverage marketing. And the questions that he was asking here are the questions that I hopefully would have found in my updates from back in 2007. But great questions. I didn't count. I don't think there's 740. It'd be spooked out otherwise. 40 ways to maximize relational capital. That one is one I guess I have to read because I've never really done that in my life. I've never really done it. I can see the reasons why you do it, but yes, and yes. Yeah. A solopreneur lives a different life, basically, because if we don't do the task that needs to be done, it doesn't get done. Unless we hire somebody else to do it for us for whatever the reason. They're doing it more efficiently than we can do it. They bring some great new creative ideas to the table. Doesn't matter. Jay Abraham's 97 categories that can grow your business. Brunch stories. The reason why. Only 3 ways to grow. It's amazing. It's amazing. So here's what I would like to do. To the next 100 folks that agree to become registered members of the Celebrate Business Project community, there's going to be members in 387 metropolitan statistical areas in the United States, of 387 different groupings. In each of those MSAs, there will be 11 folks, an ambassador, and 10 folks who creative, marketing, and sales will move their life forward. That's why they would want to collaborate with our community. So, to the next 100 folks, I won't tear the chapters out. I don't even know what chapters they were, but I will happily share with you some of the questions. There's a lot of questions that could be pertinent. But that's why I will include with that 100 copies of Jay's book. And you will be able to find the answer to your questions in these 2 books. Or the right questions will be asked. You have to provide the answers to the questions. In Jay, I provided no answers to the questions. In Jay's book, there's plenty of descriptive copy. Just follow what Jay is saying, and you can make it work for you. So, to the next 100 folks who agree to registrations to become collaborative members of their respective whatever MSA you live in, and when those 11 are determined in any one MSA, we will create a postcard that will have URLs. That's what those things are, little URLs to your conversation that has been created in that MSA. That's what a collaborative individual does. We co-produce that in a conversation. That's what happens when 11 folks are committed to any one MSA. To the next 100 folks that do commit to be just collaborators, I will include copies of these 2 books. And so we're happy to do that. So that's I wanted to share that bit of information with you before I left. I'll be out of pocket for a while. And if you want to be one of those 100, you can always send an email to me, dleopold@davidsbarter.com. I have that written down somewhere. dleopold, LEOPOLD, at davidsbarter.com. Tell me that you're interested and what time you are available to have a Google Meet and greet about that. And I will send back to you then an invitation to our Google Meet and greet. Uh, and let's get 100 of those. Thank you for your time today. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk to you soon.